talk to me that it's kind of like, this is the way I can describe it, it's kind of like when you're in between radio stations. You got this topic coming in and you got this topic coming in, and you can't really get a glimpse of what the song this is, and you can't hardly get a glimpse of what song this is. And I feel like that's what we do a lot of times. The world is pounding in, and God's trying to speak in, but we got our ear more to one than we do the other, so we can't hardly hear either one. It's like a bunch of noise. And we got to be still, but we're never still. I saw a message tonight I was going to look at this week, and it caught my attention. Karen brings things home from work sometimes, and she gets them off the internet. And I'll read it, and then if it gets my interest up, then I'll get in the Bible and try to find it and study it. And it was laying in her seat, and when I moved a while ago for her to get in, it said, "Now that I'm an idiot." And I was like, well, that would be a good one, wouldn't it? What's it talking about? I don't even have a clue what it's talking about, but it's got to be talking about something. Now that I'm an idiot. Because sometimes we just don't listen. We just don't listen. God tries to speak to us. He does me like that lie. And I don't listen. And then down the road start to remember, oh, that's what you mean. Come on.
Wednesday night, or Sunday night, I was talking to Ellie, and I said, well, I'm not going to confess completely, but I'm going to do something. When I do it, I'm not going to tell my husband, and probably years down the road when he figures it out, he is going to flip out. Well, I got home and got in the garage, and on the side of the step is a ramp for our dog. She's old and fat, she can't hardly get up the stairs. And it was slick. And I went up there, slammed my leg, and if I had did it, I'd have been so busted. And I really thought, I can do this. Talking years, man, I can do this. Nuh-uh, but I'd have been busted already. Busted over good. I was having the best one before I got it.
Someone else.
I had a picture. I wish I could find it in this place. Someone gave me. They were in an airplane. And they just take a picture of the clouds. Shoot some pretty pictures. Like I'm looking at you.
Has God ever got your attention, and that whatever He did to get your attention, got you closer to Him? Sometimes God gets our attention, but we don't seem to move. But sometimes getting that attention, man, it's an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener. Because we get our eyes off. I remember when I worked out of state, this been years ago, I was drinking, I was going where I didn't need to go, or what? I was just losing interest in everything. My church, well, I would be pastor then. I said I would lose interest in church, losing interest in my family, my wife. I didn't care. All I want to do is just go out of town every week and stay out of town and work and carry them. And kind of like we don't see, like you don't see how far away you're getting from God. Kind of like going to the ocean. You ever been to the ocean? And you park your car there and you get out and you start walking down the ocean and you just look and everything looks good. You just keep walking and you just keep walking. Next thing you know, you get down there and you turn around and you're like, you can't even see your car no more. You walk that far and don't realize it. But I came in one weekend and we sat down at the table and Karen said, "Honey, you need to sit down." So she pulled me out the chair and I sat down. She got the other end. She goes, "What are we going to do?" I have no clue what you're talking about. She said, "I need to either go Monday and file for divorce, or we make you back in church." And of course, the first thing I did was, I ain't done nothing. I ain't done a thing. What are you blaming me for? And I told her the other day, she was talking about Bill. He was just talking about him for some reason. And sometimes God will send little messages your way to get your attention. And I would come in on, I would work all week and stay out of town. I'd come in on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and I'd go back on Sunday. So I was home about 24 hours, and I'd go back. So about 4 days a month, I was home. The rest of the time, I was gone. So I wasn't going to get up and go to church. There ain't no way I'm going to get up and go to church. I mean, I got yard to mow, I got go spend a little money that I made, go to Walmart, you know. So I would lay in bed on Sunday morning. And Bill, they lived next door to us. And they'd get up and they'd go to church and they'd pass right in front of our house. And every Sunday morning he'd blow the horn. I don't know if it was blow the horn to say we're leaving or blow the horn and say get up. But every, do what?
He'd say, wake up, Dale.
And every time they passed, that horn would blow, and I'd look at Karen, and I'd say, I wish that horn would blow up. But what it was doing, God was getting my attention because it was just like Peter, you know, with that rooster. That was my rooster. And I'd get so mad. Oh, I'd get mad. Karen said, don't fuss at me, tell him. Oh, I'd get so mad. But what it wasn't really making me mad. It was convicting me, because when he would pass and blow that horn, it was like God was speaking through that horn going, hello, remember me? You used to go to church, remember me? Your marriage is falling apart, remember me? Until finally, they would leave on Sunday morning, and if I'm laying there with my eyes open, just awake and not saying nothing, with my back to Karen, I'd lay there in tears when I'm thinking, why can't I get back in church? Why can't I get back in church? And I could, but I was too stubborn. Until Karen one night, one night, she's on the other end of the table, she said, we either got to get back in church or we got to, everything's got to go. See, we don't realize how far we can get away from God. You may be like that right now. We don't know how to get away from God. It's just kind of like, we get used to it. Once you get used to something, like a loud noise, after a while it's not loud anymore, you know? Anybody, anything.
I remember one time, I hadn't really quit going to church, but I used to go all the time on the Sunday morning. And I was in this restaurant, it was a Sunday about 12:30. People was coming in and we could tell they were in church. And it was like, I was just, hunger hit me. I was starving. And it just like, it just hit me. I want to get back to church. And we didn't have to, we couldn't stay the same. And it was just funny because we played it.
There's a hunger
We're
there.
starving for drinking water.
Yeah, it's there. And we keep pushing it back, but it's there. You see people come in your church and people you meet at your job. A lot of them has been in church. They're not going to church no more. They're hungry. They can say they're not. They can say, you know, they're hungry. They have to be. If you've ever tasted the best, you really don't want a whole lot of anything else. You might want to taste it, but you always want to go back to the best.